Today we're going to be doing a little scrapping for money. We've been saving that stuff up all winter and the snow's finally gone away, so now we might as well get this mess cleaned up and make a few bucks while we're cleaning up the mess. Get this set up here with this plastic so little pieces don't fall down in between. Put a few wrenches out. Now I'm going to sort through what I already have, separate the copper and the brass. The prices when I first started scrapping out was about 11. I think aluminum was about 12 or 15 cents a pound. Steel was $25 a ton. Copper was about 50 or 60 cents a pound. We got that done. I'm going to get started on these faucets. The faucets got brass and aluminum and copper, so we have to separate that to get the most cash that we can. Now I'm trying to knock this end piece off there. Sometimes they get stuck. Basically, going to be separating copper, aluminum, brass, stainless steel, and iron. Most of the faucet is brass. It's an older type of faucet or a modern expensive one. The cheaper ones are almost all plastic. I'm taking off the metal strip that holds the sink down, because if you don't take that off, they're going to give you a secondary price. You can see there that piece of steel on the edge there. And I'm knocking out the center, and it was plastic. They don't like that. They're going to give you the low price on it if you don't get it cleaned up. Sinks are stainless steel, and most of the drainers that are in the sinks are stainless, but sometimes they're brass. You have to snip the end and see if it looks yellow colored. That'll tell you if it's brass. Now I'm snipping the ends off of this gas line. The ends are brass, the flexible part is stainless. A little piece of plastic on this cover pipe. I want to get rid of that too. We'll pick that up later. Now we're going to start taking the ceiling fan apart. It's usually a Phillips screwdriver. It's a lot quicker if you have a screw gun. You can do it by hand if you don't have a screw gun. This little top piece, get my hands on there, that part's aluminum. That I just tossed in there with steel. Now we're getting down to the meat there. And snip these little wires off, take this nut off. Now let's just remove this cover, Phillips screwdriver. Sometimes they get stuck, just tap them on the top of the hammer, flatten them out a little, they'll come right out. Now we're gonna start snipping this up after I knock this out of here. Get some of this good copper out of there. Get your pair of snips. I think this little motor, we weighted up 3/4 of a pound of copper and about 1 pound of aluminum. I think 7 or 8 pounds of steel. Take it all apart. Then you get a big pile and then cash it in. Now the prices finally went up a little bit. They were down so low, nobody's gonna recycle if the prices ain't decent. It's just gonna pile up in landfills. So now the prices got back up there a little bit, so it's gonna help the recycling for everybody. Everybody will be a little more motivated to recycle if they get a little bit of money for it. I think this motor here only got about 1/2 pound of copper. It's a little cheaper of a ceiling fan. Now I'm weighing this up here so you can see from beginning, the whole thing weighs about 13 pounds. Just to give you some kind of idea when you're tearing it apart if it's worth it or not. Obviously, if you've never done it before, it's going to take you a little while. Just your time off and you got extra time, you can't count your labor because you ain't going to make nothing.
Not each family member.
See what we got there. Looks like we got about 11 pounds, 11.5 pounds, and then a little bit over 1 pound of copper for 2 fans. Now I got this, looks like a little newer model, larger. There we go, that's what we're looking for. I think this one was a little bit over a pound on the copper by the time we got done cleaning it up. More work you gotta do. So trade-off is in what the cash you get back at the end. If you want to recycle and make a little extra cash, we used to make, about 10 years ago, it was easy to make 50 or 100 bucks a day. Easy. In the last few years, it's really not been worth it because you can't even make $50 a day and you're going to work 4 or 5 hours and nobody's going to do it. It's just a waste of your time. Steel. It's like about a pound, a little bit over a pound of aluminum, and about a pound of copper. Well, yeah, that's the waste, 4 pounds. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there. So I think we ended up all together getting about 5 pounds.